Everybody, I just wanted to give you some quick tips and tricks for uploading screenshots. I think, we can spend weeks and months working on an app, programming it, and then you finally get it right. And what sucks is once you finally upload that app to the App Store, it's a whole process to actually release an app. I'm working on a new app here. This is version 1.0 of ML Trainer. So if you're watching this video in the future, please go ahead and download this. It's a free app. It's a developer tool, but basically I just want to show you how I'm doing my screenshots. You can see I've already done all of the screenshots for this iPhone 6.5 display. That's going to be the iPhone Pro Max. But what sucks is if we come over to the 5.5, I still need to do my 10 screenshots for the iPhones that have the button on them still. And that's what this video is really about, how to make screenshots for devices that you don't actually have. Now, if you're doing a traditional app, like, with a traditional UI like this one here or this one, definitely you may just be able to get away with using the simulator. I get that. But if you're making augmented reality or virtual reality apps like myself, then you can't do that, because you'll notice if we open up any of these screenshots, at the very bottom, we have this bar here. And instead of a home button, since this phone doesn't have a home button, we use that bar to swipe in and out, up and down. And that's great. But that bar doesn't exist on our iPhone 5.5 display, and your app can actually be rejected for using the wrong screenshots. I have before, and as well as the wrong size. If your screenshots aren't the right size, you won't even be able to upload them. So let's go ahead and hop into how to properly do screenshots. Now, before we start, I do want to show you how I import screenshots, because I used to do it through the Photos app. I used to do it through iCloud.com, and that takes so much longer than simply plugging up your phone to your MacBook and opening the image capture app. So let's do that. We'll type in image capture here, and you can see it's already popping up for me, but this is a built-in app on your Mac, so you should already have it. We'll go ahead and launch that. And all you need here is you just need to have your phone plugged in, and then you need to have your phone unlocked. And once your phone's unlocked, you can actually see all of the photos on your phone. And this is a really great feature to take advantage of if you're uploading screenshots, because you can see here, I took more than 100 screenshots earlier, and that's nice. And rather than importing them through the Photos app, which can be really slow, we're gonna go ahead and just hold the Shift key and maybe click all of these. Now I have 27 things selected. And again, rather than going to the pictures folder, we could click maybe other, and I could navigate to the exact folder in my file storage where I would like to store my screenshot. So you get the idea here, but we can go ahead and just choose a place, and then you would hit download, and that would download those pictures. So that's how you download your screenshots. When you are creating these screenshots, the best thing to do, if you can, before you even create screenshots, is to buy the iPhone Pro Max. And I'm not saying this to say that you have to have the most expensive phone. What I'm saying is buying the iPhone Pro Max will always save you time. So buying the biggest screen size, that includes the iPad. What we have here is whenever I upload a 6.5 display image, so this is the iPhone Pro Max, if we click View All Sizes in Media Manager, you can see that we automatically get the 5.8 display, or the iPhone 13 normal size, automatically. So I didn't have to Photoshop or squeeze these down. The system just automatically makes these. This is a newish feature for a developer like me. This came out maybe 2 or 3 years ago, where they stopped having us having to upload every single size, which really did suck back then. And now we can just upload the biggest size, and it will automatically fill in the rest. So again, if you can get the Pro Max, definitely a choice to make if you're investing in your development. But going from there, again, you can see I don't have the 5.5 display or the 4.7 or the 4 or the 3.5, and same thing for our iPads. So the techniques that I'm going to show you in this video will help you create screenshots for all of these devices, even if you only have 1 or 2 devices like myself. Now let's go back and let's just hop right into our first screenshot. So I have this folder here. Let's open our folder, and we'll go up a level. You can see here I've made a folder for our iPhone Pro Max and our iPhone 8 Plus. And again, that's because these are the 2 screenshots I'm targeting for my iPhones. If I target the iPhone 8 Plus, then I won't need to make the rest of the screenshots for those iPhones with a button. So here's our iPhone Pro Max screenshots. And again, quickly looking at this, we have that black line at the very bottom. So how can we improve this? How can we make this better and ready for our other size? We'll go ahead and open this with Photoshop. And again, you don't have to have Photoshop. I'm going to show you today. And so we'll make this full screen, and my little bar here will just move over here. But if we go ahead and zoom in, let's start with the most basic way to fix this. So for a screenshot like this, again, a more traditional view, if we just scroll down to the very bottom here and we just really focus in on that black bar, we can take our selection tool, our rectangular marquee tool here, and we'll go ahead and just make a little square. And then I'm going to hit Command C to copy, and then Command V to paste right in that same exact space. And of course, it's a white block, you can't see it, but if I hit Command T, which is the transform key, and you could have hit Edit Transform, but I now can just drag that white block all the way over. There we go. And that's it. I have erased our screenshot there. I've erased our black line. Now I do see something weird going on here, so I'm going to drag this down. And then maybe that is actually really weird. Let's keep going here. So let's go all the way up instead. And there we go. And again, some of the small things that you see when you're really zoomed in, you won't see them at all when you zoom out, especially in the App Store. So there's our screenshot, and this is acceptable. This would work for a iPhone 8 Plus screenshot. This would pass for that. And so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and say File, Save a Copy, because I don't want to save over the original iPhone Pro Max version. So we'll go up a level and we'll go to our iPhone 8 Plus. And I've already done 4 of these, but I figured I should make a video to show people exactly what I'm doing. So we'll go ahead and save over this one. And again, you can just hit save, and then it's going to ask me if I want to replace it. Of course I do, but that's it. I'm saving this as a PNG, which means it's a lossless file, so there's no quality loss when I save this. And now that's it. We have that first screenshot done. So let's go through and do 1 or 2 more, because that was a very simple technique. I want to show you the more advanced techniques as well. So we'll just leave that one open, and let's go ahead and open up this one here, because this is a real photo. So we'll open this in Photoshop. And so same thing here, very nice screenshot, but if we scroll to the bottom, this is unusable as an iPhone 8 screenshot because we don't have this bar. So how can we get rid of that bar this time? We have this wood background, this nice wood floor. How do I get rid of the screenshot? Let's go ahead and bring, and I don't know where my bar went, so that sucks. Let's try to find it one more time here. Has to be somewhere. We can also try to see if we can bring it back with these. The issue for me is I don't know the name of that bar, and therefore I have no idea how to bring it back. So let's try to change something here. There we go. All right, so we just changed our workspace view, and now I have our bar back. So let's go ahead and fix up our white bar here. So we have our white bar. We'll go ahead and use our rectangle tool to select it again. But this time, instead of just copying and pasting over it, we're going to use what's called the patch tool. And it's right here. You can see kind of what it does with this little demo here. It's going to show you that you can take those feet, drag over to the grass, and replace those feet with grass. So let's go ahead and use that patch tool. We've already selected what we want to replace. And now I'm just going to click and then drag up. And what you'll notice is now the patch tool is going to it's going to use the same size area and source from that area. So all I need to do here is really try my best to line up the wood grain. Doesn't have to be perfect, but that looks pretty good. And if we zoom out, it does look perfect. So again, this would really pass for an iPhone 8 Plus screenshot. We can go ahead and save a copy. Again, we would go up a level, save it in our iPhone 8 Plus folder here. And then again, I'll just save over the one I already did earlier. But you get the idea. That's the general workflow. Now, there is a but here, because while we don't have the white line in our screenshot anymore, if we go to upload these screenshots, so I'll go back to App Store Connect, we'll go to the iPhone 5.5 display, and then we have this area where I can drag and drop screenshots. So let's see what happens if I just take the screenshot that I just created from our iPhone 8 Plus folder, and I just drag and drop them right in. So we'll take the basic one, and look at that. We get this error that says, hey, the dimensions of your screenshots are wrong. If you're doing this size, it should be 1242 by 2208 pixels. So how can I do that? How can I fix my screenshot when it's the wrong size? How do I get it to be this exact size? Well, we're gonna fake it. So let's go back to Photoshop. And again, I just need to remember that number. So it was 1242 and 2208. So back in Photoshop, we'll go to File, New, and then we're going to set our setup here. Make sure that this is set to pixels. You can see there's also inches, millimeters, points. We want pixels. And so our measurements for our width was 1242. Measurement for our height was 2208. And we'll go ahead and tap Create. And so this is the size of an iPhone 8 Plus screen. So we're halfway there. And so what we'll do from here is we'll take our iPhone 8 Plus screenshots, drag and drop them over, and you can start to see exactly what's wrong here. They just aren't wide enough. Now, you could spend some time really finessing this. I don't recommend doing that. I have many apps in the App Store, and not all of them had to use this technique, but I will say I have some apps in the App Store where to fix these 8 Plus screenshots, I just dragged it, I just made it wider. So let's, stretch it out, make it wider, and that's it. I could, spend some time trying to fix the resolution and stuff here, but let's be real. The iPhones with the button on them, they're not the most recent iPhone. The iPhone that has no button is the ideal size that, ideally all of your users should be using. So that's really the focus here. We just really need a screenshot that fits that size so that we can let people know who have that device, hey, we work on your device too. So here's our screenshot. We'll go ahead and save a copy or save as or whatever you want to do. Again, instead of a Photoshop file, we're saving it as a PNG, which is lossless, loses no quality. And then we'll go ahead and just save over the file that we used to make this. And the file's name was 2869. That's this one right here. So we will go ahead and just save right over it. We won't even change the name. We'll just replace it, tap OK. That looks good. And so now if I go back to App Store Connect, where it said my screenshot wasn't big enough, if I take that exact same screenshot, and me personally, I like to go back and come back in, but we'll take the same screenshot and drag and drop it down here. And look at that. It's letting us know that, hey, your screenshot definitely works. And that's it. That's all I needed to do to upload our iPhone 8 Plus screenshot. And if we go back into View All Sizes in Media Manager, now when I scroll down here and I go to the iPhone 5.5 display, I have my screenshot, but even better, I have my 4.7 screenshot, I have my 4-inch screenshot, and I even have a 3.5 size screenshot. So this is a really, really great technique. Honestly, this is something that I didn't learn from anyone else. I just kind of honed it over the years from submitting so many apps to the App Store. So definitely please take this. I think this is a gem. I think this is a really hidden secret of app development because, coding is great. I love coding, but once you actually upload all of your code to the App Store, you will need some screenshots, and you don't just need the screenshots for the devices you have. You need screenshots for everything, and it really is time consuming. I would say it's my least favorite part of the process, but at the same time, it lets me know that, hey, this really is a finished app, and you can take screenshots and sell this in the App Store. So that's it for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. And I hope you are able to submit 1 million apps to the App Store based on this tutorial. But with that being said, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thanks for watching.